It's up here. No, it's not up there. Come up there and lay down. Hello. Welcome to this overnight taste challenge. Sorry, I was just by the wild one. I have two sour mash Kentucky bourbon whiskeys. This is Hill Old Style Bourbon, introduced in 1937. It was rebranded a few years ago. Rebranded a few years ago as Heaven Hill Quality House Old Style Bourbon. Stay up there, lay down, like you were doing earlier. Lay down and relax. And so if you see it around, it's going to be called Quality House Old Style Bourbon, and the label change. It's no longer gold, it's white with green and red trim. Instead of saying HH, it says QH, but it's the same symbol on there, the animals and the little frills. Same specs. 40% alcohol, aged 3 years, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, sour mash whiskey, and then it's charcoal mellowed, filtered through charcoal before they bottle it. Okay, so that hasn't changed. Just the branding for I think I know a reason. They wanted to make Heaven Hill more of an upscale brand. Okay, char filter just before bottling. Custom made mash. They say they use custom made mash. Made in Bardstown, Kentucky. Pure limestone water. Continues this legacy today. Fine Kentucky bourbon. Genuine. Well, we know it's genuine. It's not fake. Age 36 months, 3 years. Okay. I found this at a liquor store in Texarkana, Arkansas. Across the street, the 4 highway, really, but across the highway, US Highway 71 from Texas. So one side of the highway is Texas, the other side is Arkansas. Kind of weird, you know. I don't know what happens if you get in a wreck in the middle of the highway. Like, who handles the legal situation? Okay, so there's Heaven Hill. That's a liter bottle, and I got it for $11.99 plus tax. Great deal. Now here is Jim Beam Black Sour Mash. Also, they don't say anything about charcoal mellowing. They show all the old owners of Jim Beam up to the present time, which was around 20. This bottle's from like 1996, okay, but yeah, I'm pretty sure. No, 2008. Okay, well, they didn't change it much. When they first came out with this in 1978, it was called Jim Beam Double Aged, which is 8 because Jim Beam is 4, so they doubled it to 8. Then it was Jim Beam Black Double Aged, and then they changed it to Jim Beam Black Aged 8 years. And then in 2015, they changed it, the recipe, and it was just Jim Beam Black Extra Aged. No age statement. And then last year, they changed it again to Jim Beam Black Aged 7 years. So had a little bit of an identity crisis over the years. But I found this old bottle at International Market, and they had a lot of bottles. They had the regular size glass, and then these handles glass. But the handles were a better deal because they were cheaper per ounce. So I bought the big bottle, $32.99. And it's all gone now. I kept talking about it online, and I do have local viewers that watch, and so that was the end of that. They went and bought it. But it's like, hey, well, we're going to buy more bottles. Let other people have it, right? So these are straight bourbon, not colored or flavored with anything. Whatever color you see is the natural color. Whatever flavor you taste is from the grains and not from some added flavoring, which is done with other types of whiskey. I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm just saying it's not done with straight whiskey. So they're both amber. The Jim Beam Black is darker. Just like if you look at Crown Royal Black, it's darker than regular Crown Royal. Okay, now why don't you go up there because I'm going to put you out of the room. And then you're going to be crying. Hence the name Cry Baby. You're not going to stop, are you? And then I'm going to put you out. I guess I should be able to tell these apart from one another, although they're both sour mash and they're both Kentucky straight bourbon, but one is aged 8 years, one is only aged 3 years. So it should, you would think, make a difference, but sometimes you'll be fooled by that. Or I'll be fooled by that at least. Yeah, you lay right there on the floor. That would be perfect. Oh, no. Wait. That's not perfect. All right, you're out. Come on, you're out. Come on. Come on. You're messing with the wires. Come on. Oh, come on. Come on, you're out. Here, you can have your toy. Gave you a chance. Gave you a good chance, and you blew it. Sorry about that. I already had to repair the lamp because she bit through the wire. Chewed through the wire, had to splice it, tie it back together, tape it up with electric tape. I was very irritated. Ken Elm says, Ronald, if you're drinking this early, all right, blah, blah, blah. Not drinking. It's 5:35 a.m. I'm not going to drink whiskey at 5:35 a.m., obviously. It's a taste challenge. I'm tasting it, okay? I would like to show y'all some websites, but I can't because they don't have any. I mean, there's the Jim Beam 7-year I could show you, but that's a different product. Probably not much different. Quality House, Old Style Bourbon. I'll show you a picture of Quality House. Find a big photo of it. Okay, there, that'll work. So, screen share. Best of the Great Kentucky Bourbons. And I think it says the same thing here. Best of the Great Kentucky Bourbons. HH. On mine, and it says QH on this one. Still got the animals and whatnot. And it says same thing. Old Style Bourbon. Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Yep, says the same thing. Distilled and bottled by Quality House Distillers, Bardstown, Kentucky. There is no such company. It's simply an alias for Heaven Hill. They're trying to distance themselves from Quality House, but obviously everybody knows it's Heaven Hill. So, I don't, it's kind of funny because, finally found a photo of the one I have. I'll show you that real quick. Interesting. Here's a company called Grape and Vine, and they're saying bourbon, regular $7.50 for $14. I paid $11.99 a liter. But they're showing the old. See, they're showing the old photo, which is what I have. So it had to have happened in the last maybe 2 years or the past year, maybe only the past year that they converted to Quality House. I noticed about 2 years ago, they converted Heaven Hill Kentucky blended bourbon whiskey to Quality House Kentucky blended bourbon whiskey, and now it's called Quality House Premium Kentucky bourbon whiskey with natural flavors. So they changed it, and then they changed it again. Brooklyn, New York. Oh, I've been to Brooklyn. No sleep till Brooklyn. Okay. Standard. Standard aroma, just corn, Heaven Hill claims, and obviously they know they make the product. They say it's 78% corn, 12% rye whiskey, and 10% malted barley, single malt whiskey, they would call it in Scotland. They say that's their traditional mash bill. So they're using that mash bill for all their stuff and tweaking it this way, that way, and the other way. You understand? No, I mean, Jim Beam most likely uses the same mash bill, but they tweak theirs different ways. This one is coming in at 86 proof. Regular Jim Beam, 80 proof. This one, 8 years. Regular Jim Beam, 4 years, although they don't put it on the bottle. I think for tax reasons. That's what they told me at Jack Daniels. They don't put the age statement on the bottle because it causes them to have to pay more taxes or something. And then they got to pass it on to the consumer. Now see how the kitten has torn my sports photos? There, over there, up there. She gets on the door and rips them down. Very angry about that. But they were old and faded at least. They weren't new photos from the 1990s. But still, you know, I didn't want her tearing them up. And she likes to eat the paper, which I don't like. Probably not good for her. All right, so standard. Standard, but a little bit more going on. A little bit more, which is making me think that the 8 year. I'll let you in, but you got to calm down. I can't let you come in here and run wild. Okay, if you sit there calmly, you can stay. If you start acting up, I'm putting you out. Simple. Now get up on that towel that you like to lay on. Go ahead. Come on. Come here. Ow, ow, don't bite me. Go up in there. Go up there and lay down. Just go lay down. No, go lay down on the towel. Just not going to cooperate, huh? Well, it's fine. You're just going to be expelled. Taste time. Get from behind that computer. No. All right. You just don't know how to handle it. Got to stop. Got to stop. All right. That's pretty standard flavor. Good bourbon flavor. That's it. I would say if you want a good standard bourbon with a good flavor, well, that would make sense. Good standard bourbon with a good flavor. Reliable, not fancy. A sipper. I'm sipping it, tasting it. Get a little bit of that sourdough bagel, sour mash taste. I like it. It's got the Heaven Hill. Let's go over here. Oh yeah, much more charred oak. I think Jim Beam Black Use are like really deep char, maybe double charred, like burn up. The oak barrel is just burnt. So they're soaking it in there for 8 years, at least until 2015 when they changed it to non-age state. It was probably like 6 years. It's going to take on a lot of charcoal, and a lot of people like heavily charred meat and things like that. So this would work. For the price point, $32.99 that I paid. This is what I paid. I noticed the price went up after I had bought it. That wasn't my problem. I already bought it. I don't know what the current Jim Beam Black sells for in the handle, but I don't think it's much more than that. I don't think the price has really changed. I can look it up. I'm not going to look at Walmart because they don't sell the big bottles. I don't believe they just sell the standard. I would buy Jim Beam Black over regular Jim Beam because I think it's got a little nicer flavor. It's just like Johnny Walker Black's got a little nicer than the. Yep, see? Jim Beam Black. I'll show you real quickly. I finished dusting my cans and bottles today. It's going to take an hour, I bet you. I got them all done in this room, but Jim Beam Black 7-year. So is it going to be different than the 8-year? Probably not much though. Oh, and I see they changed the ABV. Now it's 90 proof. Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be different. Never mind. It's going to be a lot different. Something magical happens. The bourbon turns a deep, rich gold with notes of caramel, vanilla, and warm oak. Now I'll say this one that I have turns a deep, rich copper. This is the mellow whiskey you'll find in the new Jim Beam Black, introduced in 2014. I have a bottle. I haven't opened it. I haven't even opened the extra. I'm so far behind. Look, I'm so far behind. I haven't opened the extra age from 2015 to 2024. Yikes. Got a lot of catching up to do. Devil's Cut. I think I have a bottle of that. Never opened it. So, years ago, I bought the Jim Beam Blacks, $32.99. Now they're selling it for $34.99. So, there is your deal right there. There is your deal. And it's a higher proof now. Even more spectacular, but less aged. But anyway, trade-off. It's an inflation beater. Okay, who causes inflation? Anyone? You're right, the government. In collaboration with the Federal Reserve System. They inflate the money supply, which reduces the value of the money. So prices go up. People say when prices go up, that's inflation. No, a rise in prices is a symptom of inflation. Like sneezing is a symptom of a cold. It's not the cold. The cold is the virus that you have. The coughing or the sneezing is the symptom of the virus. Higher prices, the symptom of the inflation, which has been going on since 1913. It's a way of taxing you without calling it a tax, what it really is. We call it a backdoor tax, a hidden tax. And both parties are guilty. Democrats and Republicans always talk about the budget until they get into office, and then they say, budget, what's that? Then it's a spending spree, you see. Before 1913, there was virtually no inflation. If you bought a bottle of whiskey in 1800 and it was, let's say in 1801, you bought a bottle of whiskey and it was $1.50, full size bottle. If you bought that same bottle in 1901, it was $1.50. Maybe it was $1.51. Some cases, the price dropped in the 1800s. No inflation. Gold standard. The money really was good as gold and silver, depending. But thankfully, even under this unfavorable situation of fiat money and Federal Reserve notes, not a bill, a dollar bill. That means, you know what a bill is? Somebody sends you a bill. That means you owe them something. Okay, that means the federal government owes the banks $1. Oh, get off of the wires. You see, you don't learn. You do not learn. You just do not learn. A dog learns. A cat does not learn, really. Man, should have left you at the car wash. I'm telling you, I have too much sympathy for animals. I need to have no sympathy. Be ruthless like other people. Ain't my fault you got abandoned or whatever happened. If the way I could shock you, you know, maybe get you out. Come here. Come here. Okay, let me do this challenge here, tasting. Gotta hold her captive. I think this is the Jim Beam Black because it's got a more pronounced char. Now the Heaven Hill has a char now. It has a char note. It's just not, heavy. It's light, more or less. Would I pay a whole lot extra for the Jim Beam Black? I wouldn't really pay a whole lot extra. Like I said, I got the Heaven Hill for $11.99. Current. You got this. You got a problem, man. You just got this wire problem. So I'm gonna say this is the Jim Beam Black. It is. So that gave it away. The char gave it away. But otherwise, they're pretty similar. I got to say, they're pretty similar. They're not that different. They're constructed pretty much the same. But the Jim Beam Black, like I say, I don't think it's charcoal mellowed. But so the winner, I guess I'll give the win to the Black Jim Beam Black, but it's not really a profound victory. It's just a little bit of a victory. So would it be bad if you went and shopped and you bought the one that was cheaper per ounce? No, I don't believe so. Just up to you. But now all bets are off today because now it's 90 proof. That's a whole different, 86 proof to 80, that's not too big. But when you go to 90, that's changing a lot. So I think we have to take that into account. All right, so sorry for the disruption, but it looks like that's going to go on for many months. All right, so y'all take care. And the next taste challenge I plan to do is going to be Jesse James American Outlaw Whiskey, which I got a great deal on a liter of that. If you can believe it, I got a liter for $7.99, and the regular price for a bottle is like 18. I'm talking about a regular size bottle, 18. So yeah, you're smart, huh? You don't want to go out because I'm trying to get you out of here. Slick, young but slick. So Jesse James, I don't think is going to compete. It's only aged 2 years, even though the website says 3 years. The bottles we get in Louisiana are only 2 years. Every store I've been to, we get the 2-year version. Don't know why. Maybe they look down on Louisiana as not deserving 3-year bourbon. But it's Jesse James, unusual brand. It's an independent company. It's from California. It's California bottled. I don't know where the bourbon comes from. Probably across the U.S. Probably a blend of different. Then it doesn't claim to be straight bourbon. It's probably just different ones they get on auction and they blend them. You could do that. It's allowed. It's not an illegal thing. Just got to make sure you don't call it straight because it wouldn't be. A straight bourbon now has to all be from the same state. All right. So take care, and y'all, thanks for tolerating this. All right, bye-bye, everybody.